Edition of the GTV Breakfast Show. We are live across board on Facebook and on X at GTV Ghana. Also on Multi TV Decoder Channel 120, PSTV Channel 278. Before we look at the papers for this morning, let me remind you once again that Ghana works better when we all play our parts. Please pay your TV license fee today by dialing *447 *333 hash, *447 *333 hash. Cancer Mixture, a solution for your arthritic pain. Discover Cancer Mixture, the breakthrough formula designed to support joints comfort and mobility. Cancer Mixture is formulated to target everyday arthritic pain, helping you move with less stiffness and more ease. Cancer Mixture is clinically crafted ingredients work together to soothe inflamed joints and promote healthy function. Cancer Mixture is safe, made from natural ingredients you can trust, backed by science and proven in real life. Reset your body with Cancer Mixture. Choose Cancer Mixture for a smoother, more active day because your joints deserve premium care. Don't let your arthritic pain scare you. Cancer Mixture is the solution. Produced by Trusting Jehovah Clinic, TAQWA available in the pharmacy. And for bulk purchase, contact TAQWA on 0244 871 862. Kaswa on 0245 012201 and Okanshi Drag Lane here in Accra on 0244 683 583. Cancer Mixture, a world devoid of sickness. Now let's take a look at the leading stories making our newspapers for this morning. We will start off with the Ghanaian Times, and the big one says, gets fund to allocate 65 million Ghana cedis as lifeline for 9,000 special needs students. Minister, and that's Haruna Idrisu's picture right there. Korea MP confers diplomatic service medal on Dr. Akorie. And Parliament scraps COVID-19 levy. You can see that story also on page 4. And that's it for the Ghanaian Times. More stories there as well. You can grab and read for yourself. Now on to the next daily graphic. Interest rate to go down. BOG cuts policy rate to 18%. Brings back 14-day treasury bill. Right. And China ready to support Ghana's development agenda. You can see the story on page 13. Parliament repeals COVID-19 Recovery Act. Also on page 13, you can read that's on the daily graphic. Now on to the next. The Chronicle, Bawumia sweeps votes in Brian's backyard. And that's the picture of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia right there as well. Educhum will increase Ashanti votes, delegates say. And that's a picture of Dr. Osei Owusu. Stories on pages 2 and 3 of the Chronicle. Now to the Daily Guide. Court's order sparks clash over Kpandai seats. Jasper and others dragged to court for contempt. See the story on page 3. RNAG Foundation food banks open in Kumasi. And the CFTA staff blows 221,000 Ghana cedis on sports betting. That's it on the Daily Guide. Other stories as well you can find on there. Now to the Dispatch. An overview of President Mahama's extension of IGP Christian Yonu's tenure by 2 years. To his credit, Mahama has dismissed any talk of running for another term in 2028. I guess you'd want to grab this and see what's happening in there. Now to the Daily Searchlight. Gold Board challenged. Published list of your gold suppliers and miners. You can see Sami Jemfi and the legal practitioner as well. CPP rank and file should support the decision of Council of Elders. That's Joyce, by Joyce Labi. She says so. That's on the Daily Searchlight. The business analyst, BOG hails fiscal discipline as deficit shrinks to 1.5% of GDP. BOG cuts policy rate to 18%. This actually runs across all the papers for this morning. Martiti and her guests are ready to delve into the various issues. Please stay.
Thank you so much, Na, for those stories on the front pages of the newspapers. These are the headlines that will be shaping the discussions that we'll be having this morning. And if you're watching the sports just before we came, I said that you will be excited and glad to have the two men, the excellent men from our religious front and leadership front, back at the table. Is a homecoming, is a welcome back, is an obake, amaraba, ways, everything. The Sheikh and the Reverend. Sheikh Arimi Oshaiwo, spokesperson for the National Chief Imam. Sheikh, good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the table. We've missed you.
Yes, happy to come back.
Great to have you. And also Reverend Lawrence Tete is founder, president of the Worldwide Miracle Outreach. Rev, good morning. Welcome back.
Thank you. And let's put on record that this program was not cancelled.
No.
This program was not halted, was not stopped. It just happened that I kept traveling. I'm an itinerant minister, so I travel around the world. And Sheikh and I will have an understanding that once I'm not there or he's not there, so that's the only reason. It's fully my fault. Saying that today Sheikh has sent a caveat that he's going to speak. He's spoken to the Minister for Foreign Affairs to make sure that all my passports are taken with the passports.
We need you back here more than the traveling. I agree with Sheikh. What have you been up to, Rev?
I want to begin this program by commending His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama for endorsing an extension to Christian Tete Yohunu, the IGP. I've known the IGP as a young man. I'll call him my younger brother. And he's somebody who has been a very great, not just a militant, but has rendered a lot of service to this nation, Ghana. When he was the regional commander for Tema, when he became the regional commander, deputy regional commander for Greater Accra region, and when he became the substantive regional commander for Greater Accra region, was when we were privileged to stop a lot of rampant armed robbery. I remember those days Rosebue was the regional commander and he was the deputy. But he was an operational person. I spoke to Rosebue one day and said, hey, and it was through him that we were able to arrest people like Atai, who was a very notorious and robber. And I tell you, there's something, Sheikh, that will shock you. In the course of the time, 2014 thereabout, when the thing was hot, when he had just become the regional commander, at that time, the IGP was Alassane. He called for us to do an interdenominational prayer all night. And you believe it. IGP Alassane was himself in attendance. And we prayed. That day, I remember very well, President John Dramani Mahama said, this act is an act that will lead as a nation, as a people, to build us. And then he continued. I am saying today, and I'm putting this on record and without saying that, this man we see on TV has been one of the best we've had. Very selfless, very hardworking. He leads the operation himself. I know sometimes in the past, a lot of people in the security services become more of a media than the personalities than it. But this man is doing the work, and I think I'm very happy that he was giving the nod. Yesterday, of course, without missing words, yesterday I went to congratulate him. I went with my friends, a group of pastors were with him, we prayed with him, and I look at his face, he said he needed this prayer.
Because there were sentiments that he's tired, he should go home and rest. And the president has said he will not renew anybody's tenure.
I have known him personally. I was privileged to have been the one who preached when his father died. His father himself was a police commissioner.
Oh, okay.
So they did a special police service for him in Somanya, and I was the one who preached. And then his mother had one of the biggest funerals at the State House, with all the government leadership and things at this side. And that one too, I had a chance to preach. So that's to tell you that we have a relationship. Because Teta is also a Teta. And since Majite time in 1958, when we had a Dangwe person become a police, only Sheikh people become police. So this time around, when we get a Daniel man,
yes, I understand.
I don't know, about place you.
Absolutely.
Ipa no Magbo, Koko means that we too.
Taking pride in that. You too. You've not been left out.
President John Dramani Mahama, my job, on my job, on behalf of all the Gadangme people,
absolutely,
on behalf of all the 7 tribes of the Gadangme people, I want to say, God bless you. My job, we are happy that at least Christian Tete Yohuno has been sustained, and he will do a good job. Our prayers are with him.
That's the
and
inclusion.
he's also somebody who's very balanced.
Okay.
Very balanced.
The inclusion we talk about. Sheikh, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I mean, just to add my voice to that of Reverend, I mean, IGP Yohuno is very courtesy call on the chief imam before, and his own personal demeanor will tell you the type of person he is. Very, very humble, but also very focused and principled in the way that he wants to do his work. We were with him at the last by-election at Akwetia.
Right.
Together we were on the ground, and he himself was there to ensure that he guaranteed the peace of this thing. So congratulations, and hope that this opportunity granted him to extend, his service to the country will be a very useful one for the country. It's not so much about him, about the service he renders.
Right.
And I hope that as we all give him the support, he alone cannot rid our country of all the crimes and all the disorder that we see. He needs our support. So congratulations to him, and also commend the commendation to the president. The other issue that has been occupied, I know that it will come
up. But I actually wanted you to speak on Nana Konadu, the Requiem Mass that was held yesterday, and how we are, eulogizing her.
Yeah, I mean, she had a good relationship with the national chief imam, and then also by extension, I mean, with the husband. So the chief imam himself was there to commiserate with the family. And then there was an official, visit to the chief imam at the Kanda National Mosque to officially invite him to the funeral ceremony tomorrow. The Busepidin said something the last time we went there. He said, Konadu was living here as if she was nobody, and all of a sudden she dies and she becomes like the president because of the eulogies, the things good that are being said about her, effectively using the authority of the office of the first lady, not for her own personal gains, but doing something spectacular, especially in what matters that relates to gender. Yeah, I mean, and then also her efforts to uplift, local community women who are doing this gari, oil, and so on and so forth, just to liberate the women. And so she's done a lot. I think that she was the most effective first lady, and she brought a lot of finesse, a lot of effectiveness to the office of the first lady, and she goes down in history, for that which she has done. And so, to the family, we still want to express our deepest condolences and sympathies. We are with them, and tomorrow, I'm sure the chief imam will be there briefly. Tomorrow is a Friday.
Yes,
we'll be there briefly, and then chief imam will seek permission, and then he will go to the mosque.
Okay.
Yes.
My teacher was privileged to have been one of the officiating ministers yesterday at the service at the Reed Church, and I must say it was a very solemn one. We're even privileged to have the presence of former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his wife, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, were out there. We had a lot of government functionaries, both MPP, NDC, and CPP leaders. A lot of representation also from Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II. In fact, my good friend Ashim Morton said he was the head of delegation. I said, you cannot be Ashim Morton, not prepared. But the beauty of this whole program yesterday was also a way of showing to the world that this woman is loved by all. She has played her part. And what I keep saying is that in times like this, we should be sensitive enough not to let certain sentiments and unwholesome conversation undermine people's hard work. Nana Claudia Jima Rawlings, for nearly 20 years, was our first lady. The 31st December Women Movement was one of the most formidable women movement put together in this nation. And for most ladies like you, up and coming young ladies, it gave you a voice. We want to say not only should her soul rest in peace, but we also respect the legacy that she has left. I have had a privilege of knowing them personally. I have a lot of pictures with them. I know Papa J very well. I know all the people very well. In this relationship, I must say I cherish it a lot. There is one thing that I keep saying about Ghana. We don't know how to celebrate people while they are still alive. We wait when they are long gone. We give meaningless tribute and eulogize them, and they don't get to know it while they are still alive. So I will beg and admonish that please let's learn to celebrate people. Sheikh, I want to celebrate you whilst you are alive.
Thank you so much. Yes, alive. Yes.
Celebrate you while you are still alive.
Yeah.
My mother should be celebrating, but there are a lot of people who don't even give credence and support to their parents.
Yeah.
But when their parents die, they want to do an elaborate funeral. That is absolute nonsense. And so your mother will not know. They are dead already. They are gone. So I will say that we should be learning how to honor people while they are still alive. I don't think in her last days she knew this is how certain people will eulogize
her. I mean,
I had to have conversations with her not long before she died. We had a very long conversation about an issue we were talking about. And then she had a point, and I also had my point. and I said, okay. And she speaks all the languages. Oh, yeah, she speaks Ga very well. She speaks very well. Oh, yeah, she's very multilingual.
Wow.
And you see the handwriting of Nana Claudia Rawlings. Oh, she has a very, I've got some pictures on my mobile phone. Next time I'll send it to you. She's got a very nice way of writing. Very, 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 very astute way. And so we want to say, we thank her for her life. She was a woman who fit in all pairs of shoes that will be given to her. She was a mother when she be a mother, a leader when she was a leader. Of course, she was the Lea Santua of our time. Very strong.
Very strong.
And yesterday when the Right Reverend Osabote was preaching, he gave certain analogy to certain prominent women in the Bible that she represents. And I want to say that we as a people, as a nation, let us go tomorrow to honor another Jima Rawlings. And to say the least, the Rawlingses, you can never forget them in Ghana. They've been the longest the Hema. I was looking at Zanata, looking at Aminata, looking at Yasan, looking at Kanati yesterday. I said, wow. Power. But also one thing I want to put on record. It means power is transient. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what power you hold. It doesn't matter what extent you get to. Let's use our power and our authority to make friends and not enemies. Because one day, a hurrah, a bejo. Don't take everything into your hands and think that you'll be there forever. Today, where is Jerry John Rawlings? Where's the Nana Claudia Jima Rawlings? Where is Professor Atta Mills? Where is Dr. Amisata? Today, where is Aliu Muhammad? And that is very soon for all of us. I was looking at Nonado Danko Akufo-Addo, the president yesterday. He's tired. He's not young anymore. He's in his 80s. Certainly, one day, even President John Mahama too will be heading towards 70, and then we again. So let's use our positions as a people, as a nation, to make friends. And I learned that from my father. My father said every position you have is transient. And so we should not use our position to victimize. Let's use our position to unite. And I want to thank God. And this is how I eulogize Nana Rawlings. You don't go.
Okay, we definitely will be following happenings tomorrow, and then when we have you on the show again, definitely then we'll take your comments. This very thorny issue is what we have to move to. It's back again. I think it was 2 years ago when there was issues about a young girl prevented from fasting in Wesley Girls Senior High School, and the matter had been taken to court, but it looks like because it was in court, proceedings were not being made public, but recently proceedings were made public. There were some determinations on the case, and the Attorney General had some things to say which didn't sit well with some people. I'm just seeing the press statements from National Peace Council as well on this issue, and it has to do with not allowing Muslim girls in Wesley Girls Senior High School to pray or fast. We are not even in Ramadan. It's next year. But fundamentally, that was the case at the time. I do remember that, and maybe Sheikh, because you are privy and rev to the Christian Council, the Catholic bishops, the National Peace Council, that there was some sort of a dialogue to sit down and look at it at the time, even though it had been taken to court, so that it does not get to where it is gotten to. National Peace Council is saying that mission schools may allow worship, but students must follow dress codes. And various institutions are saying different things on their positioning. So the Deputy Director in charge of Conflict Management at the National Peace Council, Frank Wilson Boja, clarified that while mission schools may provide spaces for students of various faiths to worship, students are still required to adhere to the institution's dress codes. And he made this following the Supreme Court directive on the Wesley Girls issue to respond to the lawsuits filed by the private legal practitioner Shafiq Osman, who alleged that the Muslim students were restricted from practicing certain aspects of their religion, being the salat, the 5 daily prayers, and the fasting. And they said that there was an MOU that was signed after the Peace Council engaged heads of mission schools across different religious denominations to address such issues. And he stated that the MOU clearly indicated that students are not allowed to construct their own religious structures. So let's say for Muslims, a mosque. But they are allowed to observe their religious, tenets. He said that mission-based schools could make available spaces of worship in toleration of diverse religious beliefs, hence encouraging an environment of religious tolerance, values which do not compete with teaching and learning, and this does not create the obligation to build a special place of worship. And he also said that some schools have complained that some have come to build a mosque in an Assemblies of God school. And he said that if you go to mission schools, I don't think that you need to go and build your chapel or your mosque there. He added that the MOU also outlines guidelines for students who wish to fast for religious reasons, requiring them to seek permission and receive counseling. Now, the Catholic bishops and the Christian Council put together that joint statement, which a lot of people have said seems to be worrying with the posturing, and the heading of that statement even says that in response to what is happening, it says Christian mission schools issued by the statement on Christian mission schools issued by the Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference and the Christian Council of Ghana. It's very long, I may not be able to go through, but fundamentally it says that it's not going to allow suppression of Christian values in favor of, in the name of, how do I even say it, inclusion or tolerance. So something of that sort. So, Sheikh, I'm sure you followed this, so I'll give you a take on this.
Yes, thank you very much.
I saw a video of you. And you know when it happened, a video of you has been circulated.
That's an old.
Yes, an old. I thought it was you say, hey, so Sheikh is speaking to the media, and he's not speaking to us.
So I have to make a disclaimer.
Okay.
That's an old
video.
I don't know where it came from.
It's internet level, yes.
Yes. I don't know. Somebody sent it to me, and I said, no, it's an old something. In fact, for the past few days, I have refused and avoided making a public comment on this. Many of the media, in fact, some of the stations who know me personally will send me a WhatsApp text message that they want to discuss with me this issue, and I have avoided. So I have never made a public comment on this, apart from today that we are here. You see, because it's a matter. Like myself and Reverend, we are very sensitive to what comes to undermine the harmonious relationship we have enjoyed in this country for all this time. We are very, 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 very sensitive to that. And because of that, I am not a fan of using the legal approach to dealing with these matters. I'm not a fan of that. But that we can build on our existing mutual respect and still follow, even where there are some matters of disagreement.
Right.
We should be able to resolve them without, you see, because when you go to the court, it's adversarial. The approach there is adversarial.
Yeah.
And it strains relationship. And I'm very particular about what's happening in Nigeria now. Yeah. Because so many statements, already the volatile relationship between Muslims and in Nigeria is getting worsened now. And you know, my worry, it is now emboldening the criminals who use in the name of Islam.
Yeah.
So there's a security implications to this thing. And especially, that's why I'm worried that a matter of this nature comes and we are quick to put things in the public. Even with the Attorney General, I'm not happy. Yeah, because you see, you need to be very sensitive what this means. If there are other ways by which we can resolve this, I mean, we do it. I am a party to this. That's why I deliberately brought this.
Okay.
That's the MOU. And then we should also be careful not to make the thing as if it's a fight between Muslims and Christians. No, it's about, even among the Christians mission schools, it's about Wesley girls.
Wesley girls, in particular.
Look, there are a lot of good things happening in other Christian mission schools. We have not heard any complaint. Both Catholic schools and look, I always, when I meet an Anglican priest, I told them, look, you train me as a teacher. Because I attended Anglican training college. And when I was there, look, I was so much respected to the point that even the usual exit I took before I could go to mosque on Friday was later withdrawn. Yeah, so I was allowed to go and come back, and so on and so forth. So, and look, in front of him, it's a Methodist school. We have not had anything. So it's about Wesley. It's not about Muslims and Christians.
No.
So I get a bit worried when the big Christian organizations come out to also take a certain posture. And we, together with them, we are on the Peace Council, together with them. And that's why anyone who asks me, I serve on the Peace Council. So I cannot make this public. Because when it breaks, it comes back to us.
Absolutely.
You see, and this MOU, we went to it a lot of balance. We thought through it very, very, very well. Whilst we were respecting the right of the missions to establish schools and to own them, we're also particular about the rights of individual students who are in the school. And to take a balanced position. And there are two words that comes here. If you look at we cannot discuss because the preamble is a bit long. Yeah, and then there are matters of principle. Two words: national harmony, national cohesion, national peace. The other word is tolerance and toleration.
Tolerance and toleration.
Tolerance and toleration. These are two different. Yeah, they may have their meeting points, all right, but in terms of application. Yeah, in toleration is where you have the authority to stop something you disapprove, but because you also respect, you deliberately make arrangements to accommodate that which normally you would not accommodate. So one example of toleration is you go to a Christian mission school and then they provide for you a space. Yeah. And I will not go with any Muslim student who claims, and sometimes I tell them that, don't you hear the name is Saint Aquinas? What do you hear the word Saint?
Saint.
You should tell them.
To tell you what the doctrines are.
So you cannot demand that in that school you must build a mosque. It's unreasonable demand to make. I'm a Muslim and I'm saying this on this thing. But if Saint Aquinas authority, they say that looking at the growing number of Muslims there, and they want to do toleration, they have the right to deny, but they say, no, for matters of harmony, we are providing for you this space. In some cases, they say, we'll give you a space, but we will not build a mosque.
Right.
It's understood. You follow me? So that's toleration.
In the case of the girl sheikh, where they say that maybe it's not a space, but even seeing them in the act of the worship.
That's why I'm saying
having
that
a Quran.
It is Wesley College.
Wesley girls.
It's the Wesley girls. So we must put the point there.
Were they part of the MOU though?
No, you see, the MOU rather was with the general managers of all educational units.
Okay.
You know, and people do not even understand the various categorizations of the schools that we have. We have state-funded schools, which is non-religious.
Right.
We have them. Then we have state-funded mission schools.
Okay.
Then we have private mission schools. Yeah. And so state-funded mission schools come under what we call the educational unit of the Ghana Education Service. And in that case, Catholics, Methodists, Islam, all of us, Ahmadiyya, we are all together there.
State-funded mission
Yeah, it's state-funded. Though the mission built it all right with their vision, but that the state had seen the value and also makes contribution to it. And sometimes it's so colossal that it's even as if it is not no more a mission school. But we still respect the missions to own the schools. But at that word, tolerance and toleration, in the broader interest of national peace that we have enjoyed in this country for all this while. Look, I'm here with Reverend. If I don't see him for 2 months, I will have not seen myself. I've been complaining. In fact, I raised a suspicion that whether our program has been cancelled. I raised a suspicion. I was in Australia.
No.
Seriously.
Reverend is a globetrotter, you see.
You know, look, Apostle Yamiche, just last week I was at a church of Pentecost. I have been invited by my friend who is Reverend Kumilavi. You know, so I was in the church of Pentecost. His son was going to get wedded. We were there. So, look, and the Catholics, we talk, and when we meet, I mean, the General Secretary of Christian Council, I call ourselves that we are quadruples.
So are you surprised by their statement?
That's why sometimes...
If we've not had issues in the Catholic schools...
So that's why when they quickly come out with this, I get a bit uncomfortable. Okay. But it is within their right also to maybe they also have to do so because somebody has taken the thing to court, and maybe there is no way.
Reverend, in this matter, we're hearing that people should go to school based on their religious backgrounds and denomination. All Muslims should go to Muslim mission schools. Let the Christians be in Christian mission schools. Is this the foresight that when we established these schools, we saw, and with diversity at the back of our mind, with inclusion, with the harmonious living that Sheikh has mentioned? And then we can talk about even if there are enough, because the Muslim is a minority group, if there are enough Islamic schools to accommodate the Muslim population, and if they are quality, like Wesley girls, because that's also an issue.
Matita, I'm getting very worried. And I think sometimes we can become so naive and not see the end results or the repercussion of certain things we do.
Yeah.
The kind of peace we as a people in Ghana enjoy here. In the past 1 month, I've been to 5 continents. I've been to Australia, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Switzerland, I've been to Canada, I've been to London, UK, I've been to USA, I've been to Hungary, I've come back to Kenya, and I'm here. I've been to Bangkok, a place I never thought I'll go. My chief of staff and my wife said, "Nene, you have conquered Bangkok." I used to get scared about Bangkok because of drugs and sex. But I was in Bangkok through ministry. And having come through, including Nigeria, I thank God that Sheikh and I can hold hands like this as a Muslim and a Christian. We should not be insensitive to this fact to destroy it. Matiti, I go to Chief Imam's house sometimes by courtesy of him or courtesy of my other brothers. Chief Imam is like a father to me. I speak Ga with him.
Very well.
When I'm going to the Chief Imam's house, I take off my shoes. I take my shoes off. Because as a sign of respect to that, you don't put on your shoes into the Chief Imam's place. Those of us who have even been privileged to go to his bedroom, you come out and sometimes feel. When I'm leaving Chief Imam's place, most time I pray with him. But I pray with his consent. They all know that when I come out, I'll sing a song and pray. And so even if I don't do it, they'll remind me that, but my shoes are off.
Right.
On times or in days where ladies have come with me, including my wife Barbara and others, they are giving scarf
to
cover their head. Because we have gone to the Chief Imam. If you go to Rome, let's do what Romans do. My biggest challenge here is that we are losing sight of the basis of the tolerance. The tolerance is that let's live in harmony, but don't infringe your excitement on somebody's privilege. I think that is wrong. And I think that even the young man or the gentleman who took it to court has gone to understand. Don't abuse the Constitution. One of the unfortunate things we do as a nation is that we abuse the law, we abuse politics, we abuse privilege.
So they are testing the Constitution.
Matiti, I have, when you can put me on record now, have helped most Christian children to go to Christians, Muslim children to go to Christian schools. I have friends. If Alhaji Isa, Alhaji Mumuni comes to me, or Sheikh comes to me that I want this daughter of mine or this son of mine to go to this Christian school and it's something I can help, I need help. So what they are doing now is that they are blocking some of us by doing that. And what is it? The discipline is there. Like Sheikh rightly said, we all know the pedigree of Wesley Girls High School. We know how people come out. So if you want to go there, then be ready to succumb to that thing. Don't go and impose it on them. This, what we are doing now, is just like the LGBT issue, where people are saying, by all means, our children should be forced to practice it. It's not a democracy thing. When the Ahmadiyya wanted a pure, complete Islamic school, they went there. My friend, Reverend Kobran Kodia, his son went to Ahmadiyya. Papa K. When Papa K is reciting it, sometimes I look at him and say, Papa K, are you sure you don't want to be a sheikh? I don't think he went there to impose his things there. So when we do that, it also becomes a national security issue. Now, what we are doing now is creating tension. Naive people, very little-minded people, very myopic people who do not understand this, will take it to another extent, and then we create a tension that we don't need. The reason why we sit here, that you put me says, is because we created a dialogue. When there's a problem with the Muslims, and I call Sheikh, in seconds it's done. When there's a problem with the Christians, and he calls me, it's done. Even at government level, and this is not between national security, whether it's national security or the security services, when there's an issue, some of us, they call us because they know when I walk through, there's been time when some prophets have made certain unguarded statements, and the Muslim want to go and beat them. They call some of us. And when this Muslim boy sees us, they get excited. Oh, yeah, this one excited. Hey, shake this thing. We get away with it. This time I'm speaking even the Hausa better than you. You know, I taught you some Hausa this morning.
Yes, you taught me some.
I say, I did.
Yeah.
I love Lafia.
Yes.
So we should not lose sight of the fact that yes, we are supposed to be living in harmony. Even at home, people have things they don't like. My wife, Barbara, doesn't like fufu. I like fufu. So when we are preparing this, I want to eat fufu, I give her the chance to eat the salad. She's an Akwapem girl who grew up in the UK. So she said she's got a different lifestyle. We have to learn to live, but we shouldn't impose it on it. I think it was also wrong to have taken this issue to court. We are creating a precedence that in the future will come to bite us. Don't abuse the Constitution.
Okay.
And Sheikh, I must say, without being too holding brief for the Catholic and the Christian Council, they needed to come out. You know, as leaders, sometimes people wonder what is happening. The fact that Sheikh and I are friends, doesn't mean when Sheikh comes to my house or I go to his house. You notice what we do. When it's Christmas time, I bring gifts. And when it is Salah time, Sheikh doesn't just bring a day. He takes us to restaurants sometimes. We had the last time. We ate and we took some away. But that doesn't mean that we should come and infringe on ourselves. It was Sheikh who advised me that normally when we come to this program, how should I dress?
I wanted to see you in this, so that the diversity.
The diversity. So please, we are trying as much as possible to bring harmony, to bring religious tolerance, but we should not abuse it, because if we don't do that well, we'll end up like Nigeria. We'll end up like Kigali. We'll end up like certain people we see in the sub-region. And this cooperation we have to stop. Please, if you think you cannot buy by the rules in Wesley Girls, go to Ahmadiyya. And don't create a situation where it will become, they are accommodating, trust me, and I can tell you this on record, without betraying the school, that there are more Muslims in Wesley Girls than you can imagine. Why? Because of the discipline, because of the attitude. Recently, there's a good friend, a common friend between me and Sheikh now, whose daughter has just finished Wesley Girls, and she's going to become a medical doctor. And she went nicely, finished nicely, and came out nicely. So don't use your child. And some people too, they just want to be in the press. They won't be attention. Sometimes it's just attention seeking. Well, this whole issue could have been avoided.
The diversity of learning to live with people from different backgrounds. And maybe that's why, okay, aside from the fact that Wesley Girls is a state-funded school, and when it's state-funded, you cannot say this caliber of people alone should come. It's opened up to everybody, like if it was a private mission school. And so people of different backgrounds come, and you're supposed to learn, because these are the formative years of these young people, to live with them. That, oh, so this person is a Muslim, and this is how they behave, this is how they do their worship.
You know, let me, even before you go there, Sheikh, having lived in the UK for a long time, there's something I learned. We have children. My children were born in the UK. We want them to go to a Catholic school because of the discipline. We want them to go to Church of England because of the discipline. I was privileged to have been made an honorary canon of Church of England, which is the Anglican church. So maybe it's easier for my children to go there, or my siblings' children to go there. But you want to go to the Catholic school and Church of England, you must be part of the church. It's full stop.
So you leave
now,
yours.
This issue that is happening now is happening because of, like how Sheikh explained now, Education Service is funding and helping
the missions.
Otherwise, this is nonsense.
Yes. Yeah.
This will not have happened.
Absolutely.
The schools, Wesley Girls School is Wesley Girls Methodist Church School, Presbyterian Boys School. My wife went to Eburi Girls Presbyterian School. You have to go there when you have certain principles. And so when some people go there, it looks as if sometimes it's also a joke. This is not right.
Okay, so
we should not create an issue where we have no problem in Ghana. I'm embarrassed, and Sheikh, I agree with you. This thing should not go to court.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed that we are using the court to decide on something that somebody should just let cool heads remain, and then we can have a better. Let's live together in a united community, so that we will not be divided by this thing. This thing can lead to a very big national security threat. And Matite, sorry, I'm speaking long, but
yes.
this thing can lead into a tension. And by the time we realize, some pressman or some journalist will make an unguarded statement, or some politician or somebody who want to hear, or some opinion leader who want to hear his own voice, who want to make a statement, want to capitalize on this. There's a lot of freelance journalists who want to be known. They want their voice to be known. Then somebody go on social media. I read something yesterday on social media on this issue, and I felt very sad. Sheikh, I felt very sad. So let's be careful, and please, our advice: Muslim leaders, clerics, Christian leaders and clerics, let us be careful not to allow this thing to generate into something we cannot do.
So you expect them to sit down?
Yes. We need Loresetta's slogan, massive united front.
There should be a dialogue by
the
now.
Office of the Chief Imam has an annual meeting with a Catholic Bishops Conference.
Okay.
Where we meet.
Okay.
That's why some of these matters if it comes up, you would want to bring it to that
the table.
So
So on the back of this,
yes,
we expect
and
that.
let me quickly add this. You see, people who do not appreciate the value of the peace we have enjoyed are proposing that let Muslims go to Muslim schools and let Christians
go to Christian mission schools. Those are the sentiments.
You know that line when it's drawn. You know what it means, what it implies. And you know what? If only Muslim teachers are teaching Muslim children and they give the message, these people, they don't like us.
The radicalism that you talked about in that video, I see.
Yes, because efforts are being made to de-radicalize. And when you want to de-radicalize, you take steps. Usually in fact, I bring back the word of toleration. In toleration, what you do, you treat people with empathy.
You have the power, you have the numbers.
The power is yours.
Yes, but...
So, for example, what does this change in Wesley Girls? If a girl has to say her prayer in her dormitory, what does it change? Not building a mosque, not even allowing them to group and say their prayer. But as a Muslim father, I have a duty to train my daughter, my son, in a Muslim way. But the fact of education should not deny that child. Gone were the days when the schools were made for evangelization, and there are many Muslims, who lost their Muslim identity because it was an imposition at that time. Reverend,
we should have brought you to one of those things.
It has been a reverend.
I should have followed you.
It would have been a deacon.
Some of the wrong things that were happening, for that one I can say it here.
Okay.
Some of the wrong things that were happening was that even in state-funded schools, Muslim students were compelled to go to the church. That one was complete abuse of their human rights. Complete. It's a state-funded. And we say Ghana is a secular state. Now, if there is something that we must do to promote maybe good values, what kind of program do we put in place to ensure that? But for a long time, you go to state-funded schools, and it appears that the religion of the school is Christianity.
But Sheikh, are you surprised? It's on paper that way, but in Muslim majority countries, in Christian majority countries, you find the overwhelm because it's the majority.
That's what people don't understand.
On paper, secular.
For example, Ghana is a predominantly Christian country.
Yes.
But it's not a Christian country.
Yes. And so you expect these excesses.
If you go to what other country?
Nigeria
is a balance.
Muslim, okay.
You say Malaysia.
Malaysia overwhelmingly. And Indonesia.
But they may not be ruling with Quran or the Sharia.
Okay.
But what it means is that they are predominantly Muslim or predominantly Christian.
Okay.
But the secularity of the thing is that, you see, secularism does not mean, godlessness.
Okay.
No. Ghana is a secular country, but it's not a godless country.
Very religious.
Very religious. That's why our national anthem begins with God bless our home in Ghana. And our national pledge ends up so help me God. Even we swear people into office by invoking God's name. So we are secular in terms of not using one particular religion as the means of governance. But we believe in God. Yeah. So I'm very worried about any proposal, Reverend, any proposal. Let Muslims go to Muslim schools. Let Christians go to Christian schools. Anybody who is thinking along this line must reject it, must drop it. It is not good for the future of the harmonious relationship we have enjoyed. Because once we draw the line, we do not know what a Christian is telling the students. We don't know what a Muslim is saying. And it has to do with the kind of orientation we give. And for me, radicalism is something that we must all check. And so,
okay, all right.
Let's seize the fire, all the social media insults, and all those things. Please,
hopefully the dialogue.
Attorney General, don't come out again and make such public statement. The Minister of Education, please let us not use the Parliament to put more of the fire.
Yeah.
If the Peace Council is there, if we have to really go ahead. Indeed, the Ghana Education Service must make sure that this copy is sent around, made available,
We solved this.
So let's tolerate and let's do toleration.
Okay.
When the children are in Wesley Girls, look, Reverend, I hear stories, but I don't have the evidence. So I mean, you go and then in the bag they see a Quran. They say, what is this? And then they throw it away. You don't want to see the girl maybe when she has her own time by her bed saying her prayer. So for a whole term, my daughter will not say the prayer, and gradually she's gradually losing her religious consciousness. That is not why we are establishing our schools. Somebody has said that in those days we established schools to evangelize, but now we establish schools to educate and make of good citizens in our country.
But there are schools that the missions have not totally withdrawn from, Sheikh, and so
yes,
that evangelism element will still be there, I believe.
So that we maintain the...
There is this part that would seem to be all losing sight.
Mm-hmm.
There are certain sentimental schools.
Okay.
You know, there are certain sentimental schools, and those sentimentalism should not be left. Wesley Girls is a Methodist school that produce people like Georgina Wood,
First female Chief Justice.
People like, in fact, let me...
Justices of the Supreme
most of
Court.
them.
Shamima.
And they come out in an exceptional way. So I want my child to go there. The discipline that has gone there is what builds it up. We had an issue some time ago in Achimota School. They had an issue when the Rastafarian wanted to go there, and it was so
court as well.
And sometimes I said we should learn to create a balance. Otherwise, by the time we realize where there is no fight, we'll create a balance. Where there is no issue, we create issue.
Yeah.
I will recommend, and Sheikh, me personally, I've helped a few people to go to Wesley Girls in certain schools when they are Muslims. So when you begin this issue, next time a Muslim man come to me that I want to take you to, can you help?
You may find it difficult.
So we shouldn't close the door to ourselves because we take an entrenched position. We should be very sensitive. And I must say, Sheikh, I know this will be happy for you, but it's not fair that the small of you want to come and dominate the big of us. If you do that, we'll give you a privilege.
Well, toleration and tolerate.
We'll give you a place to park your bicycle, and now you want to park at Tugelipa.
No.
I hear some people, some of the schools, the people come and build
tolerate
a mosque
in a no. Even the Muslim schools that I hear that they are excesses, I think it's quite unfortunate.
I told Muslims that
you cannot force Christians to wear the hijab.
Can you imagine our times? What did we say? What have we said?
You've talked about this big issue. This is a very big issue that you've talked about. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Father, we pray that there will be peace between Muslims and Christians, and that we'll use our wisdom to be able to handle issues like this, that will not entrench on ourselves, but have the right thing done ethically and morally to your glory. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, I think that all what you have said is also a wake-up call to various ministries, especially the Ministry of Education. What have the mission schools done right with the quality education, with the discipline that the Holy State-funded institutions are not doing to attract people of various religious backgrounds, various cultural upbringing to attend those schools as well. I believe this is also at the crux of the issues. Thank you so much, Sheikh Army Al-Shaibu, spokesperson for the National Chief Imam, Reverend Dr. Lawrence Tetteh, president founder of Worldwide Miracle Outreach, the Globetrotter, but he's back. So you're rest assured that you're seeing the duo on the show again moving forward. I'm Saida Maltiti Sadek. We're back with more on the show. Stay with us.